XRP bloodbath. I'm going to be giving the XRP predictions for the month of February. Better late than never. Man, we just dropped to $1.20. I cannot say I did not warn you guys about this. All right, this is why you want to be following the crypto astrology. You want to be following my channel. Here is my video on January 16th. You can see the date right there. That was many, many weeks ago, back in January. Let's see what I had to say here. If you're not a believer in crypto astrology, maybe you should be. Check this out right here. But then huge concerns on February 10th. So around this time, I think we could have a big reality check where people who are overly optimistic could be really disappointed. We could, because a big correction is certainly possible, if it hasn't already happened by February 10th. It might have already started, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So I said the correction was already starting 2 days before January 16th, January 14th. Let's see what's happening January 14th. By the way, this is where I took profits where was it? Right around here. Well, I took more profits, but I also sold my bags all the way back here at $2.60 around there, because I was seeing that we're likely having further downside with what I was seeing in the astrology and also the technical analysis. So let's go back to January 14th around here. Yeah, so I was saying the correction was already starting, most likely. And we were just going to head down further into February 10th. And look at what we're seeing, guys. If you don't believe in the crypto astrology, I don't know what to say. But that's the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, I know this is a tough time. Can't say I didn't warn you guys. Man, I've been screaming from the rooftops here. Yeah, this is where we're at. We had major liquidations. Wow, 2.65 billion liquidations, and the longs have been getting destroyed, obviously. The good news is that the market is out of balance, and we could see at least a little bit of a rebound. I'm not going to say a big rebound because I don't want to get optimistic right now. That's just not what we're here for right now. We just got a huge dump. Let's see how big this bar was, this down bar. So just in the last 24 hours, we got a 24% dump. Oh my gosh. I guess that was less than the October 11th dump, but October 10th, which was insane. But man, that is a big down bar. I was looking at the Bitcoin chart, and the last time, we're getting a bit of an uptick move here. That's good. And the last time, so the Bitcoin chart, we had a 14% down bar in the last 24 hours. A similar time was, I like to compare this back to the bear market 2022. And I think a kind of a similar moment when we broke through major support, right here was during the Celsius and Three Arrows capital bankruptcies. So whoever are the OGs that were around back then, remember this major crash, and we had a 18% down bar, it looks like. Huge down move in one day. Now the interesting thing, let me zoom in. The interesting thing was then the next day, let's see, from the low of that bar, the next day we had a 5% move, 5.76% rebound. So it wasn't very much before having a bit more downside. So that's possible. It's also possible that we do get a bigger size rebound if it's something like the Luna crash, where Bitcoin had a Well, actually, no. Let me take it from the low of that bar. And we got an upswing of like 8%. So we could get a 5% to 8% upside move, I think, on Bitcoin. Let's see what it looked like with XRP. It might be a little bit of a different story. Man, we got a 24% down move there. I have to remember when was the 3 arrows crash. 3 arrows capital date was back here. Looks like June 14th. So we have like June 12th. June 13th and May 9th. June 13th and May 9th. Okay, so we could look on XRP to see what kind of a downside move. So I'm going to type in June 13th and May 9th. So we look for similar dates. Oh, it's way over here. So the problem is XRP was already almost at the bear market lows. So the only optimistic thing right now is that we could be heading towards the lows of the bear market soon. Yeah, we got an 18% down move then, very similar to like what we got in the last 24 hours. And there was a 13% rebound. But then we go to June 13th. Oh, June 13th actually got a decent rebound too. But I get the feeling that we haven't bottomed yet. Let's see, after June 13th, we did get a bit of a rebound. 15%, so, and what was this one? 13%. So we could get like a 13% rebound from the low. We're already getting a rebound. And so if we go up like 13%, that could bring us to $1.28. Jeez, that's still not incredible. So could give it a tiny bit of rebound there. All right. So let's dive into the presentation, the XRP predictions. My previous predictions, like I was saying, well, this is what I predicted last month for XRP. I said a correction is due anytime in January, though it could be after an initial pump. I'll buy an extreme fear with a VIX spike. We still haven't seen a major VIX spike. We've seen a little bit of a VIX spike, significant VIX spike, but not like huge. I was planning to take 20% profits January 16th, but that didn't really pan out. And then I warned you guys ahead of time, a month ahead of time, more than a month ahead of time. I warned you guys about this very negative transit we're getting January 31st to February 19th. Saturn conjunct the XRP ETF Neptune, which is super negative. What do we start to see? Well, you know, obviously, end of the month, yeah, we fell off a cliff. Okay, so I warned you guys about this. Encourage you to continue watching my channel so you can get these warnings. And even better, join the Crypto Astro Mastermind, where I give live updates in the moment, real time. The minute I see something, I post it in my Crypto Astro Mastermind group. So this is what I posted back on December 20th. Said I was mostly in cash, but I'm deploying more into XRP. And I also bought some render back in December. What happened after that? We got a huge upside move. That was about a 20% upside move. A very nice trade there back then. So if you want to get access to those, definitely join the Crypto Astro Mastermind group. None of this is financial investment advice. I combine technical analysis with astrology on this channel, and my predictions are at 86% accuracy for the last 100 predictions included, all the way back to the beginning of this bull market into early 2023 when I started this YouTube channel. Not bad, huh? So the February predictions are at the end of this video, so stay tuned. The general astrology, man, February 3rd, we got Uranus going direct. It typically brings a major market shift. What did we get on February 3rd? We started this huge, we continued this massive dump. All right. And so we are getting a major market shift. It's also a sentiment shift where I think a lot of people are going to start to really legitimately capitulate into admitting that we're in a bear market now, because I think a lot of people were still optimistic a couple weeks ago, still thinking we're going to go off into another new all-time high. And now I think people are going to capitulate, if not now, very, very soon, perhaps in the next couple weeks, if not the next month. We could be near the market lows, actually, guys. That's actually the good news. Is because honestly, I think we could head. I do think we could head below $1. I mean, we're not even that far from there right now. We already went down to $1.12. Like, give me a break. Of course, we could see below $1. We got to be realistic here. One of my main targets is like 85, just because that's where one of my colleagues has access to this powerful Fibonacci indicator, and it was showing like 85 could be a low, but of course it could go lower. So 75, yeah, man, yeah, I think 75 could be a low, if not very close to the low. 80, so 75 to 85. We could get there in the next month. We're almost there already, so I'm not counting that out. Okay, so major market shift with Uranus. Then we're getting last 24 hours, we got Mercury squaring Uranus, which is huge. We've gotten this huge dump. So when Mercury squares Uranus, we can get major volatility, lots of confusion, lots of unknown, really, and unpredictability, wild swings in the market. Problem is, we're not out of the woods, because then we get Venus squaring Uranus. This whole month, the energy keeps building up more and more and more. So, and we're just getting started. So that's actually the big concern, is we also haven't seen a big dump in the S&P 500. We only got a 1% dump the last 24 hours, while crypto gets a crazy, whatever, 12%, 20% dump. So that's a concern, that the stock market has only corrected a little bit. The VIX is going up, but yeah, the VIX is definitely going up, but we still haven't gotten to like crazy levels. Really interesting that the Bitcoin volume for the last 7 days has gone crazy. So if we compare it to past times, we are in territory that can be a good buy opportunity. I'm not saying it's guaranteed a good buy opportunity, but certainly could be. That's really interesting. Yeah, so I did buy up some of the lows here, but I'm just going to do a quick swing trade. I'm going to take some profits, maybe even when Bitcoin's at 65K. I didn't swing trade with XRP just because it feels a little too risky, but so I'm doing it with Bitcoin for now. When XRP goes below $1, then I'll start dollar cost averaging into XRP. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I have mostly cash because I sold back in October, and yeah, you can check the video on my YouTube channel back in October where I told everybody that I sold, and so that's what I did. I'm really happy I did. So Venus is then squaring Uranus. Then Saturn ingresses into 0 degrees Aries, which is a concern, because Saturn can bring contractions. It can bring tough lessons. It can bring government regulations. And then right after 2 days after that, we're going to get the Sun squaring Uranus. So we're getting all of these squares to Uranus. So far, it's been extremely negative. The energy is going to continue to build up. And then even worse, we haven't, well, this isn't all, well, actually that is kind of bad, because we have the solar eclipse squaring Uranus, which is just way even more energy building up. And this happens in the second house of the XRP ETF chart, which is the house of money and income. And the fact that it's squaring Uranus is a red flag. So we could absolutely see more downside here, guys. I keep warning you guys over and over and over about this. Just like I did in my last video, just like I did last month, just like I did in December, just like I did in November, just like I did in October. So subscribe if you haven't had access to this content yet, because more people need to hear this. You know, this video needs to get like 300,000 views, not just like 2,000. So let's spread the message here. February 21st, Saturn is conjunct Neptune. Huge concern. This is the first time in our lives this is going to happen at 0 degrees Aries. This is very, very world-changing, life-changing energy here. We could see a further contraction because Saturn can often bring contractions. Also, Neptune can represent liquidity, and it can represent inflation, and Saturn can bring regulations and deflation, and tough lessons in reality, really like almost hitting a brick wall of reality. So big concerns February 21st. And then even worse, we get then Mercury retrograde. And then we get Mars squaring Uranus, which just continues to build this energy throughout the month. So I'm definitely concerned like how much further downside there is. Like we could see XRP, like I said, down to 85 cents, down to 75 cents. Certainly possible. I don't know if we're going to get to 65 cents, but I wouldn't count it out. But like I said, sub $1, I will continue. I'll start to dollar cost average into XRP. That's the good news. That could be a good buy. But I can't give any financial advice. You got to make your own financial decisions. You could lose your money. I can just tell you what I'm doing. So specifically for the XRP and the XRP ETF astrology, I don't know anyone else that's doing both of these. We have Jupiter squared the moon on the beginning December. You know, let's see. The main thing is we have the February 10th Saturn conjunct the XRPC Neptune, which I warned you guys about a month ago. And we are getting huge dumping heading into February 10th, just like I predicted. And the people that got access to my XRP crypto astrology master timeline for 2026 got access to this PDF download where they could see that February 10th was coming up, and they're able to keep a look on this every single day with the PDF download with my private crypto Astro Mastermind. And then February 16th, we have Saturn in Aries. So Saturn is going to switch into Aries, which is very strong energy, and it's going to square the XRPC sun, the XRP sun. That's a big concern because that can bring further downside. So we are not even close to being out of the woods. I mean, we could have another month of this, another month of challenges. We could have new narratives coming in. There could be exchanges going bankrupt, which could bring further fear. We could see world events popping off. In fact, I'm expecting that. We could see wild swings in the market continue. February 26th, we then get Saturn in Aries squaring the XRP ETF ascendant. This can bring, just further bad news. And it could bring some negative narratives for XRP, of course. So by February 26th, we might even see, the sentiment really capitulate and say that, I don't know, start to say much more negative things about XRP as people, are losing their hard-earned gains. But that's not going to be you. Hopefully you saw my videos in the past 5 months, in the past year, so that you're able to prepare and that you're already in cash and that you can buy the dip instead. Okay, looking at the charts, I showed the volume spike there with Bitcoin. Here's what I wanted to show you guys. This is fascinating. Okay, let's look at the normal XRP chart. So we got we first got a high in January last year, and then we got a higher high in July. So a lot of people thought this was the bull market peak. But let's look at XRP versus gold. I don't know anyone that's doing this, but this is powerful. This shows that the peak was actually in January of last year for XRP. And let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin versus gold. This also shows the peak. Oh, even back in December for Bitcoin. Back to XRP. We got that all-time high, January 2025. That was more than a year ago. So we have actually been in a bear market for more than a year, arguably. If you value XRP versus gold, because arguably gold is a better store of value than the dollar, because gold has been going up and up and up and up and up. Just like that. Now, so this is fascinating. So if we've already been in a bear market for a year, we actually could be bottoming pretty soon here. All right. That is the good news. That is the optimistic outlook. So far, we are 55 weeks in. Let's see how long it took in the last bear market to bottom. We bottomed here. 61 weeks in. So we are arguably only 6 weeks away, possibly, from a bottom. Isn't that good news? So what was it, 61? March 16th. Guys, this lines up perfectly with the astrology analysis. Because in March, we have a total lunar eclipse. And historically, total lunar eclipses have been very bearish and have marked lows. Look at these blue lines. The blue lines on this crazy chart. Look at all the blue vertical lines. The blue lines are when we had bear market lows. Even this goes back all the way to Bitcoin 2012, 2011. Bear market with the blue lines. Look at 2014, bear market with the blue lines, and it marked the market lows very close. Give or take a month or two, we get the market lows. Great dollar cost averaging time. In 2018, 2019, we got the blue lines. These are the total lunar eclipses. And we got the market bottom. In 2021, we got a huge dump into the blue line. And then we got bear market. We got the FTX collapse. Look at this. We got the FTX collapse exactly. I remember this very clearly. I was up all night. I was losing sleep because I was like, I think we're going to get a huge dump based on the astrology. This is when I fully believed in crypto astrology. Was November 7th, 2022, because I was looking at the total lunar eclipse. I was saying, this looks bad. This looks like we could get a huge liquidation in the crypto markets. And that's exactly what we got. Huge dump. And that led, within a few weeks from the market bottom. Incredible buying opportunity. So what are we heading into now? We're heading into, once again, a total lunar eclipse. Check the blue line right here on March 3rd. And that could mark very close, give or take a few weeks, give or take a month, to the market bottom. That's incredible because that lines up perfectly with this analysis that we could reach the market bottom in around March, mid-March. If history repeats, let's see, last bear market, it took 61 weeks to bottom. And let's look at the bear market before that. This took a long time, actually. This took us, that took a lot longer. 114. That took a long time. If it takes 114 weeks, that'll be a lot longer. That'll suck, but that would bring us out to way more. 114. March 2027. I don't know if it's going to take that long. That would be brutal. That would really be brutal. So I might plan to buy some in March. Yeah, dollar cost average in March, at least. And see if we can get another run after that. But it's not guaranteed. We certainly could go all the way out to October as well. As October, there's some very significant things in October. Okay, let's see what else we have. in the presentation. Predictive cycles for the Dow Jones. This is from Jason Pizzino. I recommend him for macro. It shows downside in February. We're already seeing that downside. It shows volatility in March. Yeah, even a local low in March. And interesting that it shows another dump in April. So that's really fascinating. If we get a move up in March, then maybe we're heading into a dump in April. Once again, the XRP following the 2022 bear market price action, almost exactly. And the updated version is right here. And you see that, look at how closely it's following it. I mean, but the good news is that with this big capitulation, we certainly could have further downside. And even shows down to like 80, 88 around there, 89 cents. But then after that, it could be a big rebound, at least in the short term. That's the good news. Bad news is we could have more downside in the short term in the coming weeks. Subscribe if you haven't already to receive crypto and astrology updates that are critical so you don't lose your hard-earned money. And so you actually, you can profit instead of lose your money. So this year, the normal strategies won't work if you haven't already noticed. Astrology confirms that this year is a structural reset year with extreme volatility and sudden reversals and emotional exhaustion. I don't know if you're feeling that already right now. Most traders will experience missed tops, panic sells, overtrading. So we're probably seeing frozen indecision. Maybe you feel frozen right now, or blind hope while ignoring warning signs. Introducing the Crypto Astro Mastermind, where you get access to my private updates where I let you guys know, like, hey, I'm buying XRP right now back in December. And then, hey, I'm taking profits in January, where I made that 26% upside move. Not bad. And this is about understanding what kind of year we're in, understanding the 2026 terrain before you enter it. When you understand that markets are primed for shock events this year, which we're seeing right now, I've been telling you guys about this for months. Huge downside and massive upside. You stop reacting and you start positioning. So if you're in a place of reacting right now, we have to reevaluate your strategy and start positioning properly. What separates winners from losers isn't more indicators, more information. This is not a time to just be spending your entire day going through Twitter threads and just getting completely exhausted and losing sleep and staying up at night, anxious. This is a time to set your simple, effective strategy for this year. This is a very unique year. You need to be prepared. With the Crypto Astro Mastermind, you get live monthly guidance with me. Live monthly calls. You can ask real-time questions with me. This is the integration of astrology, technical analysis, and your mindset, the most important part. Some people didn't listen to me back in October when I sold because they had the wrong mindset. So you'll get simple and effective strategies to succeed in 2026. One of the most volatile years of our lives. I've been telling you guys over and over. This is a curated group that knows what kind of year this is. You want to be with a group who are experienced and understand what we are heading into here. This will allow you to protect profits, avoid costly mistakes, act decisively, and make profitable trades so you can make those gains and succeed in 2026. Secure your seat now and enter 2026 prepared, grounded, and positioned. The total price is $1,997. But for those who are watching right now in February, with the craziness going on in the markets right now, I'm going to add some very special bonuses because I want to support you. The 2026 Astrology Master Timeline PDF download. This is what I've been talking about that my clients have been getting access to. Access to this timeline has allowed them to see that we are heading into a dump already last month. People were able to see that way ahead of time and to prepare accordingly. For me personally, I was already in cash. So I'm able to make more XRP on the way down. The more the price of XRP goes down, the more it's on sale, the more I can buy it at cheaper prices. This Crypto Astrology Master Timeline will allow you to see the entire month by month energies for XRP specifically so you can time your strategy properly. When you know when it's a great buying opportunity, you can make those decisions. And then also when it's a great take profits opportunity where you can actually make gains this year. Plus, you'll receive a high value 60-minute crypto ascension group call with me. Normally $997 value, complimentary today. And in this session, I will walk you through the most critical profit windows and opportunities for the 2026 XRP astrology, helping you refine your mindset, your timing, and your decision making. This call is happening on February 25th, coming very, very soon. I'm going to do something very special. I'm going to slash the $1,997 investment. And since we're starting a new year and there's crazy volatility in the markets right now, and you're one of my avid viewers, when you use the special coupon code on the checkout page, Crypto 2026, you go to the bottom of the checkout page, you type Crypto 2026, you click the check mark box, and it will bring the price down. The first spots were $697, but those were already taken very quickly. And the next 3 spots, there's actually only 2 spots because one person already grabbed it this month. Next 2 spots are only $797. I want to make this a very easy decision for you. So click the link below. The predictions for this month, man, we're already seeing it. Extreme volatility, further downside likely for XRP in February. As I was saying, the energy gets more and more and more tense. The energy continues to build up more and more and more, all the way to that total lunar eclipse on March 3rd. And we could see a major event this month in February. We're probably going to see some major narratives come out, some major events. We're already seeing a huge crash. Man, and we still got to wait all the way till March 3rd. So I have actually bought some Bitcoin, like I was saying, for a quick trade. I might even take profits around 65K, 69K. I'm not sure how much of a rebound we're going to get. I'm still waiting for a larger VIX spike, which still haven't seen as high as I'm wanting. Share this video with a friend who could benefit so that you help them gain money instead of losing their hard-earned money. And subscribe if you haven't already. All right, so let's see what questions we have. Want to support you guys. I don't have experience with silver price astrology, so I can't really do that. Yeah. Dexter says, except lately for gold and silver. This person says, I took good profits from XRP. Beautiful. You nailed this dump. Glad I listened and learned. Sweet. I love it that you have listened and you learned and you actually took decisive action. That's what I love to see, guys. I want to help you guys protect your capital, make gains, all right, and succeed and sleep well at night. I'm all about sleeping well at night, although I was up at 3:30 last night because my baby was up. My baby actually woke me up, and it's interesting. I almost have like spiritual experiences sometime in the middle of the night where I get woken up at the perfect time while crypto's dumping. So I'm like, whatever, the universe wakes me up and it shows me like, oh, it's a great buying opportunity, or you should keep your eyes on the charts right now. It's happened so many times where I wake up like at the perfect time in the middle of the night. Oh, you're welcome for my analysis. Yes. Miss Lily says, thank you for your analysis. Yes. Trying to get it out there to more people. By the way, if any of you know, if you could connect me with someone who does interviews about crypto or astrology, I would love to get on some more interviews. I need to get this message out to more people because a lot of people are suffering out there, losing money, and they wouldn't have to lose money if they had access to, if they're watching my videos, if they had access to the Crypto Astro Master timeline. I would love to get on more platforms to spread this information because it's very important, because most people don't understand. Most people just think XRP is just going to go skyrocket to whatever crazy numbers are out there. People were thinking XRP was going to go to $1,000 last year. And that just hurts people because it makes people buy into XRP when it was at $3, and now they've just lost a ton of money. They've lost half their money, and it's going to probably continue down even more. You say, dude, you should go on because Bitcoin. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean there, but yeah, if you have any, if you can reach out to your favorite podcasts and suggest that they interview me, that would be greatly appreciated. Because we got to get this message out to more people. This is urgent, more and more urgent, especially heading into the March 3rd total lunar eclipse. We could see major events, major crash. The good news, like I said, is I'm thinking about buying in March, just like we were saying here. Worst case scenario, it would be to benefit from a rebound rally, or it could literally be the market low, possibly. All right, so we're already seeing a rebound here. That's very good news. XRP getting a little bit of a rebound, nothing too exciting, but Bitcoin is rebounding to 64K. Okay. Little bit of shining, little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, just a little bit. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see you on the next video. Much love. Talk soon, everybody. Peace.